Oh, he is a liar. Jeff Stone here with day 21 of the year 2016 at magicreviewed.com, reviewing Exquisite by Michael Amar and Dirk Losander. Oh, wait a minute. That's not Exquisite. That's Rock, Paper, Lies by J.D. Bias. I don't speak Italy in Italian. Sorry. I sound like I have no respect for their culture, which is absolutely not true. I love their food. And so far, the magicians over there are pretty cool, too. So where is Exquisite by Amar and Losander? Well, I had a problem with the gimmick where I can't say too much without revealing what the gimmick is, but it's one of two problems. Either the gimmick doesn't work the way they say it does, one of three problems. It doesn't work the way they say it does, or my gimmick's just defective, or I am retarded. It's probably number three, but I've got a phone call with Michael Amar today, tomorrow. Okay, I'm lying. I'm recording this video actually on day 22, even though it's going to be posted as day 21. So it's going to be later today, Friday, the 22nd of January. I'll be talking to him, and I'm going to try to Skype with him. But either way, we're going to figure out what I'm doing wrong, or if anything. So anyway, shut up about that. We're looking at Rock, Paper, Lies. So if you're familiar with Banachek's, it's basically the lie logic problem. This is an adaptation of that is better. And even Banachek agrees with that statement. So not only does he have Banachek's permission, but he's got his endorsement on this project. And so it's now we're talking just effect right now, and so this is just all my opinion about effect. But the effect is this: there's completely no props. You can be done in a nudist colony. In fact, in the future, when we live like Futurama and we're only heads in a jar, you could do this trick. Yeah. Except for one little problem, that you're playing rock, scissors, paper, and you need hands to do that. But you can even do that in your mind. Yep. So, when that day comes, you'll be doing this trick. And this is it. You can be out of the room. You can be on another planet while two people play a game of rock, paper, scissors. The only rule is that if it's a draw, you play again until somebody wins. They come out a winner, and they're to remember what they played, rock beat scissors or whatever, and who won. And then you have them choose to be, again, there's two people, to either be a liar or a truth teller. They can each be different, or they can both be liars, both be truth tellers, or one of each, whatever. It's up to them. Again, you're on another planet while this is happening. Then you come back, re-enter, your spaceship explodes, and you can never leave the planet again. But you go back to your spectators, and hopefully they haven't aged too much because you haven't done too much light travel speed. Anyway, you are able to divine who the liar is, who the truth teller is, who won the game of rock, paper, scissors, and what they won with, and what they beat. So you'll be able to come back and say, you're the liar, you're the truth teller, you, sir, won the game, and you beat his rock with your paper. You'll be able to tell all that, and all in a very deceptive manner that doesn't, unless you're familiar with these logic lie kinds of things, it's going to blow right past you how it works. It's super clean, super clever, and there's really nothing to remember. In fact, I don't even think that Jay realizes how clever one part of it is. And that's the part where you're able to tell who's telling the truth and who's lying. There's a really simple way to understand that he more or less said that you need to memorize, but you don't actually. And he did. So it's more clever than you think, brother. Anyway, so it's in my repertoire officially as of now. It's in my repertoire. It's a great effect. But remember, Reviews around here are not star rated based on effect. They are based on method, ad copy integrity, and product quality. And there are some issues. We will get to those. Method, solid. 100% solid. If you can just, I don't even want to say think on your feet. I mean, if you have even a reasonable ability to think, this is not, you don't have to be a genius to do this. It's not one of these things where you got to sit and calculate stuff and memorize a bunch of crap and figure this out and you know, it's not anything like that. It's super simple. So the method is very good, totally solid. If I were grading this product solely on method, that'd be a 5 stars, total gem. Ad copy integrity, also solid. Again, everything it claims, go look at it because it's clean. No props, no. Now there's a way to do it with props that the props have nothing to do with the method, but they add a little bit of theatrics to it, which we'll talk about in a minute. But to do the effect, you need nothing but the ability to speak and reason. That's it. So the ad copy is dead on. The only thing I'll mention about the ad copy is they say that through body language you are able to divine all this information. Well, that's just the presentational premise. That's not actually the method. And so as long as you understand that, it's fine. I don't feel that was a dishonest thing or anything like that. So last thing is product quality, and that's where this took the biggest hit. So here's the thing. The DVD is about 20 minutes long, and it's Jay in a studio with a girl, and he's telling her how it works. And that's the whole thing. He walks through first, how do you find out who's the liar and who's the truth teller? Then next, how do you figure out who won? And then next, how do you figure out what they won with? And again, the method, again, is super good, super clever, super deceptive. I mean, yeah, you might, if you had some literal rocket scientist, engineer type, might figure it out. But I doubt it. It's kind of like the trick that fooled Einstein, where the method was so simple that it kind of went over his head. So anyway, who knows if it really fooled Einstein? I don't know. Whatever. We're not talking about that. We're talking about this. By the way, another tangent. I love the title of this, Rock, Paper, Lies. It reminds me, and it sounds like I'm just doing a shameless plug, but I promise I'm not. But it reminds me of my book, Stone, Friction, Fire. It has that same kind of name. And rock, stone. Anyway, Stone, Friction, Fire. Anyway, that aside, sorry, Jay, back to you. So the problem in the teaching segment was that you're going to have to watch it more than once, probably, to fully understand it. And it's not complicated. It's just, this is the kind of thing that if they would have spent maybe a few minutes before filming saying, okay, this concept, we should do a little graphic overlay that shows this, it would have been super simple to just show like a picture on the screen that explained this one thing. And then, there's sort of 3 things you have to learn how to do, and they're all 3 easy. But it'll take a couple times to figure it out by watching the video. So how to tell if they're lying or not. You do this, and they should have had some sort of graphic on the screen. It would have made it so much more clear. Then the next thing is, how do you figure out who won? And again, so he walked through an example with the girl in the studio, but it was so quick and so because I could tell that in his head it's like, well, yeah, you just do this, this, and this. I mean, I do it all the time, so you just do that. And it wasn't as clear as it could have been. So I don't feel he did a good job walking through that. This is the kind of thing that you explain the principle and then you walk through multiple examples, and then everybody eventually starts clicking and you're like, oh yeah, I see now. And these kind of examples were not suited for just an oral dialogue. They would have been much better. Frankly, this would have been better as like a PDF or a book. But if you're going to do video, text overlays, like pictures on the screen in between sections or whatever to show it, or a printout that has maybe a picture or a chart or something like that comes with it. Because this DVD did come with a couple PDFs we'll talk about in a minute. So they could have easily added some written stuff on there. So I felt that it fell short there. Also in the ad copy, it mentions that there's a couple variations by Antonio, and I'm not going to be able to pronounce his last name, so I'm just going to leave it at a guy named Antonio, and you just go look to see what his name is on the ad copy. And yes, Jay did cover those variations, but I mean, they were like, oh, by the way, my friend Antonio says you can do this and this, and so here's how you do it, and then done. And it's like, you should have covered that in a little bit more depth, brother. So I just felt that the teaching wasn't as good as it could have been, but I can't hit it too hard because everything's there. It's just harder to get it than it should have been. So just a little bit of this. I'm finding this is a common thing these days with DVDs, that it's like there's no pre-filming work. Like, just show up at the studio and go. And I get why in a lot of cases people feel that that's okay, because they're like, oh, I do this trick all the time. And so this will be easy. I'll just go in and I'll explain it and that'll be done. I've done it a million times. I've even lectured about this. You know, I'm not saying that I'm not reading Jay's mind. I don't know if he's lectured about this or whatever. I don't know. But I'm just saying this is a common thing that happens. The magician's like, yeah, I've even lectured about this. I know how to talk about this thing. Just put it on film. Doesn't matter. When you're lecturing and it's a live environment, it's interactive, and people ask questions, it's different from when you're looking at a video camera and there's no interaction and you have to have scripted things out a little bit. So, for all you folks out there making videos, take some advice. Pre-plan a little bit. Anyway, that would have gone a long way with this project. So, the other thing I mentioned, it comes with a PDF, and what it is, it's a good suggestion. I mean, there's 7 billion people on the planet, and I believe that the number is 6.999 billion people know how to play rock, paper, scissors. But if you happen to come across that 0.0000001% of the people who don't know how to play it, he has a little printout that you can print, a small one like to fit in your pocket, or a big one for stage, that has basically kind of the rules. I mean, they're just pictures, but it shows you how to play the game on the front. But on the back, it's got some little cue stuff to help you with your with the work that's necessary to figure out who's doing what in the presentation. So who's a liar, who won, and so forth. And so there is that little. It's the one part that he says you need to memorize, which in my opinion, you don't actually have to memorize it, because it's way simple if you notice this little particular pattern there that he didn't really cover that. He just said memorize it. And I'm like, no, dude, look at the pattern, But so if you don't want to memorize that pattern, and if you don't catch the little simple pattern, or if you don't want to memorize that piece of it and you don't catch the pattern that I noticed, then this is nice to have a little cue card for yourself. And so you're looking at the little instructions, and they're seeing how to play the game on the front. And it's just a little thing you have in your pocket. Plus, on those PDFs, it also has a printout of the word truth teller and like a nice little picture. These are really beautiful, elegant looking pictures. And then another one that says liar. And then there's one of a paper, and it says paper, and of a rock, and it says rock. And it's just a fist like this. And then a scissors, and it says scissors. And sorry if I flashed a gang sign to anybody out there. Don't shoot me. Anyway, so they're more like if you're on stage and you want them to be able to hold up the signs to show the audience what's going on or something, it adds some theatrics to it. But it's not necessary to do the effect. Those are very well made. You get the big one and the small one. That's it. It's a really solid product. If you like propless mentalism, this is a no-brainer. If you liked anything about the presentation or the effect or what you saw, no-brainer. If you like these lie detector, logic type things, you'll love this. If you're into mentalism at all, you'll love it. If you do the Banachek thing, you'll want to add this to it. Trust me. And once you understand the little secret extraness that he added, that has to do with the rock, paper, scissors, that's the kind of thing that there are other things in the world that similarly fit this mold that you'd be able to do it with too. To be honest, off the top of my head, I can't think of one, but I know that there are. It just makes sense to me. So, solid product, 4 stars, stone status, a gem. It's time to like, subscribe, and listen to the random iTunes song of the moment, which is... I don't know why this is on my list. I don't know if I really like this song. I'll put it in because it's there, but I'll take it off the list of stuff we listened to for this. It's called Stagger by Lloyd Price. It's an album that I got of storytelling songs, and there was some good ones on there I wanted. This one happens to be on there, but I shouldn't have it in my good list. I have a 5-star list that I listen to, and this should be on my 4-star list. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Tune in tomorrow, day 22, which is actually later on today, which I'm going to film in like 3 minutes, for X-Bend by Stephen X. Signed Coin Bend. Thanks for watching. See you then. Peace out. Thank you.